Good morning, it's UPB. It is September 23rd, Monday morning. Apple just came out walloping what everybody thought as far as iPhone sales, the new iPhone. The stock is up at $492 and change. Did a video on it last week talking about the stock getting back into this bull flag and then breaking out and seeing $600. We'll see if that holds true. You look it up at stocktwits.com. I did it September 19th, Thursday. Anyway, very bullish action for Apple. A lot of people discounting it. Actually, you looked after the bell on Thursday. Carl Icahn, who's bought into the stock and increased his stake on some of the selling action recently, still liked it for upside in this 0% interest rate environment where the company just borrow money to buy back shares. That's what a lot of the companies been doing, using the low interest rates to not only buy back shares but issue dividends. So anyway, Apple is going to be the hot stock today, probably throughout the week, heading back over $500. Tesla broke out of that consolidation that's been going on for about 2 weeks to the upside. Also did a video on this September 19th at StockTwits. You can look at the blog at optionmillionaires.com. Talked about the possibility of it breaking out of this, heading over $200, which is something I've been calling for actually since the start of this channel. So if you're trading out of the money calls or puts while the stock was stuck in this channel, my goodness, well, you're losing money. If you were selling those options, you made a lot of money. However, now we're breaking out to the upside. The bears continue to think the stock, where it is right now, it doesn't make any sense. But we had some analysts come out recently, raise price targets. The stock's going over $200, probably over $300 before it sees any kind of meaningful crash. Everyone's calling for this market to crash, collapse, and that's why it keeps going higher. We have all the central banks globally printing money. Interest rates, 0%. So money's got to go somewhere. Are they going to put it into something the central banks are trying to keep artificially low? No. The central banks are trying to manipulate risk assets higher, and it's working. So everybody talks about this big bubble. Yeah, it's a bubble. Yeah, it's going to pop at some point, but guess what? You're going to lose your ass trying to figure out when it's going to pop. Stay with the trend. The trend is your friend. We have earnings this week. AutoZone. AutoZone, actually, if you trade it for a 6 or 7% move to the downside, breaking this long-term support line here at 400, you're going to make some money. The 400s, I think, or a dollar or something like that, $1.25. So that might be a good trade here heading into AutoZone. Again, though, look at the overall trend for this stock. The trend is up. Okay, consolidated, broke out. This $400 level is going to act not only as a psychological support, the big round figure, $400, but also has acted as resistance in the past, broke through it. So from a technical perspective, also acting as support. Might want to look at Bed Bath & Beyond. Actually, I was typing in BBY. BBY got upgraded today, target-wise, and look at it, it's coming up to some very nice points here on the chart. The 4250 range, if you just draw a trend line across, you can see it's coming up here towards some resistance. So you want to keep an eye on that. It's been a tremendous move off the lows at 1250. But let's add another B in that, and we've got Bed Bath & Beyond. Reports earnings Wednesday before the bell, broke out of this wedge to the upside. Chart looks very bullish. We had an analyst come out last week, thinks the company is going to disappoint, which they very well may. But that doesn't mean the stock is not going to rally. We're heading in closer and closer to the holiday season. And so to me, Bed Bath & Beyond looks like it wants to go higher here. Okay? And even if you look at the action here, this is a beautiful bull flag. See the consolidation, and looks like it's just at the early stages here of a rally to new all-time highs. That's Bed Bath & Beyond. The options are pretty inexpensive. The only bad thing about them, let's just look at them real quick, and I can bring them up. And we have Nike too. You see, I have Nike in there, but they're only monthly options. That's the bad thing about Bed Bath & Beyond. So bad in a sense that you're not going to make as much money if it moves the way you think it's going to move. Good in a sense that you have 2 or 3 weeks left to actually have value in that option. It doesn't expire at the end of the week. So that's a good thing. Let's move on to some other earnings trades we have this week. Nike. Nike, again, same as Bed Bath & Beyond, busted out of here of the double top, and looks like it's ready to break over that $70 level and head to about $75 a share on earnings. As actually an analyst came out this morning, raised a price target that they think the stock's going to hit to $84 from $70. So the stock, to me, again, you can look at the options, not pricing in a tremendous move higher. We can get the 75s, and there's weekly options here as well. You get the 75s pretty cheap here, 22 cents. So that's a trade that I'd be looking to get into. Nike calls for earnings. Nike reports after the bell on Thursday. So those, actually, if you wait until the end of the week, those calls are probably going to decrease in value because the stock is going to lose some time premium. The best time to maybe get into Nike calls or puts will be Thursday morning, because of course just before the bell, the premiums, before the closing bell, premiums are going to start to jack up there. And then of course Friday we have BlackBerry, which is not doing so well. Pre-market did not do so well on Friday as the company came out early, talked about how bad they're doing. The stock's down at about $8.15. Analysts came out, downgraded it. Some stocks I'm looking at this week, again, the heavily shorted names like Tesla, love UNXL. As long as it stays above this beautiful trend line here, love it for upside. I love Angie's List. Angie's List could be the next Zillow type stock. I'm not saying it's going to make 300, 400% move in the next 6 to 9 months, but I am saying, look at this candle we had last week, I am saying we could see a move back to at least the $28 level and then ultimately into the 30s. Continue to defy everybody who brilliantly tries to put a price target on some of these stocks that just keep going higher in this obviously manipulated equity market environment where the central bank's printing money. There's nowhere else to put your money in. How about soda? Soda broke out of a nice bull flag to the upside. Looks like it wants to at least test this $80 level, and we'll see if it breaks there. The thing about the move up we've had over the last 9 months for soda, the short interest has increased, so people are becoming more bearish on the stock as it rallies, just like they did with Tesla. And what happened with Tesla is, as the stock rallied, there was 30 million shares short here in this area, and then as the stock started to rally, they started to cover, and you can see the short covering that happened. But guess what? Just in this recent time frame, the shorts have started to become more greedy again. They're starting to short it, thinking it's going to fall. And what's it do? Defies it. If there's one trade that has worked since 2008 and 2009, it's buying the heavily shorted stocks that have decent potential. Netflix, look at this. The shorts were piling in 2008, 2009, and at the top they were right, of course, but there was a lot of shorts down here as well who got reamed and then down here. Nobody thought, except us at OptionMillionaires.com, that this stock would rally back up to over $300 to new all-time highs. Pretty wild. So, all right, UPB here from OptionMillionaires.com. Again, look at the action. I brought this up in a Stock Twits video I did last week. The trend is up. The trend is up, and I was looking for it. Actually, if you listen to one of my chart videos, I think I did it last Monday, a week ago. I was looking to make all-time highs and then a handle, basically a cup and handle continuation pattern. So we went a little bit above that, broke new all-time highs. To me, looks like we're handling here. We're going to make the handle, and we're going to burst higher, continue to defy everybody who's calling for a pullback. Even Warren Buffett says stocks are fully valued. Carl Icahn says everything is overvalued except Apple, Herbalife, and all the other stocks. I'm long. Rig. So just keep that in mind. This market can continue to defy everybody who's calling for a pullback, because seemingly as everyone calls for a pullback and gets out of stocks, it keeps ramping higher. They're left with two alternatives. Okay, they can go into zero interest rate bonds that are yielding very little. We'd have the taper still not being done by the Federal Reserve. So the alternative to the stock market right now still sucks. So if stocks continue to rally, people are going to have to continue to put their money to work in the stock market. UPB here from OptionMillionaires.com. Been saying that for years. Nobody believes in it, even now. Oh, the debt ceiling! My goodness, how many times has the debt ceiling not been raised? Never. Hello, it's going to get raised. And then we have the taper talk. It's going to be this October. It's going to be December. No, never. All right, UPB here from Option Millionaires. Have a great week. Good start so far.